Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Placebic Thoughts with Sopons J. This is going to be a little quick one. I just wanted to see what y'all's opinions were, get some public insight. So we've got a teen girl who murdered her grandmother with a walker and a belt. She said she was already dying. So this is going to be some type of euthanasia, a type of put her out of her misery, old Yeller type thing going on. Let's see what this girl got cooking today.
18-year-old is behind bars in Florida accused of beating her grandmother to death. Now prosecutors are making a stunning announcement. They're charging the teen as an adult.
Let me tell y'all real quick. First of all, 14 and already throwing your life away. That's crazy work right there. But let me tell y'all, I've said this since I've had children. Once my children are old enough to overpower me, I'm getting deadbolts on my bedroom door. I'm not going to sleep. I don't trust kids, man. You never know what these little kids be thinking. I've seen so many cases where the parents, grandparents get murdered, and people act like, oh, I don't know what happened. I mean, you seem kind of sometimes, but I don't know. Like, nah, I know from my little 6-year-old, my 6 and 5-year-old, hey, kids go through some stuff, and you might not know it all the time. And once I feel like you could kill me in my sleep, deadbolts going on the door. If you ain't planning on doing nothing, it shouldn't offend you. I had a friend who went to prison at 15. He went to prison from 15 to 18. He murdered his father when he was 12 years old and got away with it until he was 15. He stole his sister's computer one day. His sister snitched on him for killing her dad. It's a whole long story. We'll get into it one day, but today's not the day.
In late May of this year. According to authorities, they responded to an apartment complex in Lauderdale Lakes, Florida, after receiving a call about an unresponsive woman. It was there they met the son of 79-year-old Sophia Koval, who said he went to visit a friend that evening and left his daughter with his mother. His daughter was 14-year-old Sophia Koval. According to Sophia's father, when he returned home, he found his mother unresponsive on the floor with abrasions on her neck and bruising on her arms, legs, and face. Police say Sophia told her dad that her grandmother had scratched her, so she hit her grandmother several times with the belt to defend herself. According to the arrest report, the teen then began crying and said she was sorry for what she had done. Sophia Koval was rushed to a local hospital, however, she was pronounced dead. The Broward County Medical Examiner's Office ruled Sofia's death as a homicide, and her teenage granddaughter was arrested for the fatal beating. But authorities would unveil more during their investigation. The teen allegedly told
So the initial story is that the grandma scratched her, so she beat her to death with a belt. That old lady. I guess how good of a story can I expect from a 14-year-old? That story is the
that her
truth.
grandmother was already dying and that she had helped her die. According to Sophia,
So she thought about it, then came up with the euthanasia. I got you. Really, it was a rage kill.
Sophia's father, Sophia had recently moved from Ukraine and was displaying behavioral issues, which he believed are from the war she witnessed in Ukraine and being separated from her mother. On the day of the killing, Sophia's father took her phone away and after the killing, the arrest.
My opinion, from my limited knowledge of the story in the minute and a half I've been watching it, she's just as much. She's a victim as well. Maybe not just as much of a victim, but she is also a victim.
Report notes the teen was very agitated and appeared aggressive at times. She was also constantly moving around, and it appeared she was suffering from a possible psychotic episode. So she was Baker acted or involuntarily confined for a mental health exam. But on the way to Fort Lauderdale Behavioral Health Center, Koval allegedly made spontaneous utterances that she killed her grandmother. According to NBC6 in South Florida, a redacted source in the arrest report said Sophia had never been diagnosed with illness, but was showing signs of aggression and being agitated. The 14-year-old was also not eating or sleeping. That source also reportedly believed the teen may have used her grandmother's walker to hit her because they noticed a piece of the walker was broken. Then this Tuesday, another twist. Prosecutors formally filed the manslaughter charge against Sophia and moved her from juvenile detention to the Broward County Jail, where she'll be held in protective custody. A judge ordered she be held without bond. In Florida, the maximum sentence for manslaughter is 15 years in prison if she's convicted, but the 14-year-old could be sentenced to juvenile sanctions. The state attorney's
Today.
office released a statement saying, quote, in the juvenile system, anyone found guilty and sentenced would have to
Tough
be
case
released
though.
for a maximum of 3 years and could only be kept under supervision in the community until age 21. Because she is not a U.S. citizen, she could be subject to deportation.
The initial summarization of what they got. What y'all think about it? Cause I feel like manslaughter, 15 years, you know, she'll get out less than that. Really at the end of the day, where are you gonna deport her back to? I mean, are you really gonna deport her? That'd be more of an injustice, I think. Deport her back to Ukraine, war torn country. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not smart enough or powerful enough to make those decisions, but I feel like there's deportation's really not an option. Not back to Ukraine. Um, 15 years. So this is one of my beliefs. Agree with it, disagree. Let me know. I've always thought that we should somehow. I don't have a perfect plan, but we should somehow tailor our. Should get the amount of time relative to how much time somebody had left on this earth. Okay, that's quick summarization. So I feel like because if you murdered a baby or you murdered a 6-year-old, that's not the same, in my personal opinion, as murdering an 87-year-old man who was probably going to die in 5 years, you know, or die tomorrow. You got this little kid who had their whole life ahead of them. I just don't think the lives are equivalent. You know, in our justice system, we're supposed to pay a debt equal to the slight against society. And yeah, you're supposed to pay a debt equal to the slight against society. So I don't see how that's the same. I mean, when you steal something, if you get charged with theft, you know, how much the items worth that you stole directly correlates with your sentence. So if what you're stealing costs more, your punishment is going to be more, your charge is going to be more, right? So why shouldn't murder be the same? I feel like murder sentences are too cut and dry. They're too life every time. That simple. Life isn't that simple. It's never black and white. There's always a gray. But that's my 2 cents on that subject. I'm gonna try to record another one today. 2 cents on that subject. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys have a good day. Hope you enjoyed this little quickie. I'm out.